We back. We're doing the Batman review, even though it should have been done like a whole ass month ago. But it's fine to just let the movie sit with y'all. We got a special guest back in the building.
Johante himself.
Yeah, Why Nasty, aka Hansy. He's back with the Batman review. We got Zahir Al Ghul, and we got 316.
Yo.
Welcome back. I just want to say thank you for some of the love we've been getting on the shorts. Some of the shorts have been hitting.
Yeah. Like crazy.
And even though we haven't literally been posting anything but shorts lately. But thank you for that. You guys want to get right into it? Like, what do you guys want to start with?
We can actually start from like the beginning, like the rollout almost. Cause I haven't seen this much hype for a movie, even for like DC, Marvel. I haven't seen this much hype for a movie in a while. Granted, it's not like Endgame level, but like
I feel like this wasn't as hype.
Really?
I agree.
Yeah, I thought it was less hype. Definitely less hype than No Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
Is it bad that I found out they're making a new Batman movie when I saw No Way Home? Like, they had the trailer for the Batman. I was like, they're making another one? That was literally my reaction. I was like, they're making another one? I thought that was a rumor.
In the theater, like, they played the trailer. Like, this guy next to me was, Batman's so lame. Robert Pattinson. I think I said this on the last podcast, too.
You did.
But,
you did.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god. Glad it turned out well, though.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your general thoughts, though?
General thoughts? Oof. You want me to start?
Yeah.
I think I have the same complaints as everybody else. This shit's way too long, bro. I'm sorry. Like, it's hard for me to sit down for movies because, like, I'm already ADD. But for me to sit down for a 3-hour movie where I feel like the climax wasn't really climaxing, like, I don't know, man. I watched this movie a month ago, and when I came out of the theater, I didn't know how I felt. And now that I'm, like, reviewing, looking at all this stuff, I still don't know how I feel. Like, part of me, I love certain parts of the movie, and then certain parts I'm, like, very indifferent. So I don't think this is a bad movie. This is just, like, a meh movie to me. But, like, that's just because, like I said, there's some parts of it that I love, some parts of it that, like, I'm just very indifferent to.
What about you, Z?
I actually really like this movie a lot. The 3-hour length of it, I didn't mind because it felt like it went pretty quickly, or for most of it, especially the beginning. There are some stuff I do knock though, like when Bruce says, "Alfred, you're not my dad." I was like,
It smells like teen
okay.
spirit.
Yeah.
But I do like the way that Gotham looks though. I think this is probably one of the best iterations of Gotham probably since Batman Begins or some of the Burton movies. But other than that, I really like this movie a lot.
I really like the fact that, to piggyback off what Z said, I really like the fact that the city felt like its own character in this movie almost. Like, it felt like we were talking about, whenever we referred to Gotham, it felt like we were actually talking about a person. And also, I like this movie, but I'm like Shawn, where when I first left it, I didn't know what to make out of it. Not because I thought it was bad, but because I've never thunk this hard about a superhero movie in my entire life. And I feel like that's a lot of people, to where it's like, I feel like Bruce Wayne, well, I'll talk about that a little later, but like, I haven't thought this hard over a superhero's character and what they represent and what they mean to a community this hard, which I did like. But there are other parts where I'm just like, oh, Robert Pattinson is only like 10% of this movie, and then we just get emo Batman fucking up people.
I do have to say, whoever played Jim Gordon did a fantastic job, though.
Too many good blacks.
That dude and the Penguin, the dude that played the Penguin, I think both of them did a great
And
job.
And the guy who was playing Carmine Falcone,
He did
killed that.
No, that's the thing. I can't say that there's bad acting in this movie. There's definitely things that I didn't like, but I can't name a moment where I was like, holy shit, that was fucking bad acting. There's definitely cringe moments, but like, I won't say like bad acting.
What about you, Johante?
I really enjoyed it. I feel like the opposite as you, Shawn. I think like For me, this is probably like the most well-paced superhero movie I've seen in a long time. That's why I don't mind the runtime at all. Like it felt like a 2 hour movie, like a 2:10 for 2:15 movie to me. And like
Hmm.
I also feel like it does a good job of not dragging on because every character feels like they should have been there. And like there's no like wasted space really, like when people are talking. Like every line said and like every scene like leads up to like the next scene, which leads into the next, and I don't know, flowed nicely. I liked it a lot. And I liked Robert Pattinson a lot. And I liked how much he didn't talk. I don't know, he felt like the most Batman-y Batman to me.
It's a very good year one movie.
Yes.
Like like you can see that he messes up more than like the average Batman would, because everybody thinks Batman's this hardened, vigilante. He knows the ropes already, and that's how we usually see him. But like to see Bruce scared to jump off of the building to glide, that it does a good job of showing year one Batman and how he still has a lot to work on.
I
Also,
also like this is
oh,
sorry.
no, I was gonna say
This is year 2, I thought.
Yeah,
This
it's
is year 2 is
year one,
yeah.
year two. It's kind of like
this is the beginning anyway. But
It's
like,
year 2, and they're making a show on HBO Max that'll like show like a prequel of like how Gotham was during year 1.
so another Gotham, like the
It's
TV
the same-
show, another
Yeah,
Gotham.
basically, but in this universe.
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about that.
I know how I
like
feel
that.
about that. I like that.
I like that a lot.
Bro, I
think-
think the original Gotham show was like good for the first 2 seasons. After that, it just goes off the fucking rails quickly.
It's
I
turned
thought
into
it did
a
a
CW
very
show.
good job. Yeah, it turns into CW very fucking quick after that second season. That was just my issue with the show, because when they start reviving characters and shit, and it's like, I don't remember if they used Lazarus pits in that show. Maybe they did. Maybe I'm misremembering. But the fact that so many characters, I think like Gordon's like girlfriend that was introduced in the beginning of the show comes back as like 4 different characters at a certain point. It's like, my god, y'all couldn't find another actress. But like that's a whole nother thing.
But I really like the fact that I felt that this was the most we've seen Bruce actually be a detective.
Yes.
Like
yes.
In all these
This
other
is the
Batman movies.
I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for years, was to see Batman be detective like.
Yeah, because we've never seen this in any other movie. Well, like I'm not knocking them. They're all well, a nice chunk of them are great, but like, when was the last time he actually, like, he's called the world's greatest detective? How come we're just now in like 2022 actually seeing him go do detective things? Like, even in like The Dark Knight, it had some elements, but I felt that it all got relegated to what's his name? Morgan Freeman's character. Was he Alfred?
Lucius.
No.
Yeah, Lucius.
Fox.
Yeah.
I think it's probably because the audience, directors would think like the audience would get bored with all that stuff, with all the detective work. So that's probably why we never got.
I always felt it was because of the villain. I feel like it's hard to do a detective type shit if Joker's the villain. If you have Riddler as the villain, I think it's literally you have to go the direction of, oh, this is a detective movie.
But what about the Penguin?
Well, the Penguin's just involved, but like how they integrated what?
No, I'm talking about like in the previous movies. Villain? Like even during what was the original trilogy that everyone won't shut up about? The one in the 90s. You know what I'm talking about?
Tim Burton movie?
Yeah. Like even during those, like, didn't he like? Wasn't the Penguin a main villain? If I'm not mistaken, in one of those.
He was, but I don't remember there being so many detective things correlated in the movie. But then again, I watched that movie when I was very young. That was the last time I saw
the reason why I bring that up is to say that I feel like the Penguin's a great character to where you can bring in detective elements, because he runs a crime family. Out of all the crime families, it seems like he has the most put together crime family that actually operates and functions properly. So it's like you can
also have to take. Sorry, I was just gonna say you have to take into account, like, at least with the '90s Batman films, the Nolan trilogy is a different story. But like in the '90s, like, superhero movies didn't really have like the respect they have today. So they weren't like it's really hard to make like a movie in the 90s with like Batman in it and have it like not be like kind of silly and like respect your intelligence and like do a full drawn out detective story, you know? Like I don't know.
You
Feel
know
like
what?
it's
I think no, my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm done.
I think I found out the problem I had with this movie. I was going in, I think because you hit the nail on the head. I was going in expecting a superhero movie, and that's not what I watched. I watched a detective movie. So when I walked in thinking I was gonna get something else, and I walked out very confused on what I watched. Especially like I said, because the climax to me was very confusing, and the way that the story of the movie, I felt like it was good, but like I was walking in expecting something else. I will say this isn't a knock on Patterson's Batman because I actually didn't think he was going to do a good job and he fucking blew it out the water. He did way better than I thought he would
Yeah.
do. I think he's a very good Batman.
Yeah.
Honestly, hot take, I think he's probably the best Batman we've had.
Okay, stay on your own, stay your ground on that one, but
No, I agree. I agree with it.
Dog, come on, listen. Okay. Before I go out there, people are gonna bring up what about the Nolan trilogy? The Nolan trilogy. Bro, Bale's Batman, let's be honest here. Bale's Batman is carried Batman movies are carried by the villains. The villains are
Bro.
the best part of those movies.
Cad Bane.
Not
Every
Bale.
time I
Joker.
try to say that, Bale's Batman is mid, like everyone just like hates that, bro. But
I
like,
don't know about the word mid.
bro,
It's
Bale's
mid. It's mid.
like, and it's not even a knock to Christian Bale. It's just like you could tell Christopher Nolan wrote those movies. Him and his brother like wrote those movies like not with Batman at like the central point of like their focus, you know? Like they didn't really focus on Batman. Like Sean is carried by the villains, but like it's also carried by like the world that they're setting up and the plot. Like Batman's just kind of like a device to carry the plot through.
But that's how a lot of Batman comics are, though.
Yeah, that's why I don't mind them. You know, they're still
Yeah.
good adaptations, but it's also like not every Batman comic is like a detective thing. Like some of them are like silly, hence like the 90s movies and whatnot too.
Because one thing I noticed about Batman, it seems he's not quite a blank canvas character like a Master Chief, but also I feel that he's written in a way to where you're supposed to almost empathize in certain points of his character, if that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah, I can see it because this is the first Batman film where they actually address that, like, yo, this man mentally ill, you know, like he might be mentally ill. Because when you look at Batman, like in all the rest of the stuff, you look at Batman, you're like, yo, like he kind of crazy, but like it's never really like said. But I feel like in this they did a good job bringing that to light. They definitely get into the character more.
Yeah, because in this movie, they directly, even it was towards the end. It was one of the final lines of the movie. It was like, I don't know if what I'm doing is even a net positive. It's like I feel that this movie genuinely puts you in the shoes of Batman. And I was watching with someone and they were saying, they brought up a point that they didn't like all the narration. And it was an older dude.
The narration was great.
Yeah,
the narration was
it was
great.
an older
I
dude,
think,
and he wouldn't shut up about the 90s one, so I just let him rock. And I'm not trying to nerd out on an old Caribbean man, but I feel like the purpose of the narration was to bring up like, hey, I don't even know if what I'm doing is good. I don't even know if it's a net positive. Like,
yeah,
and I like
there's
that.
been more crime since I've been doing what I've been doing.
Yeah,
Like you said, the crime rate has gone up, which is something we always like. Even as like fans of Batman, have always brought up. Like, bro, like just the fact of him being there, you create more crime. Because
I feel like even in the first scene where he's beating up those thugs, it's like there was a low key feeling of like, yo, like he's really going in on them. Like, is he going to stop? Like he felt like Kurt Cobain with like mommy and daddy issues. Like he just felt.
I thought that scene was probably the best scene in the movie.
I agree.
That scene
I agree.
I actually like the ending.
Not because of the theatrics and stuff and like, you know, he's beating up people, but like that scene really establishes the fear that Batman puts into like the citizens, into thugs. Because I forgot, like one of the criminals, like while they're vandalizing or whatever, looks into the shadows and he's like waiting for Batman to come out and to fuck him up, but it's like he doesn't show up. So I think that really puts like shows you how fearful some of these criminals are.
It
Even
felt like
though,
everyone was on watch.
Really, really quick, I want to bring this up because I feel like this is a very like surface level take, but I do think that it'll affect the way you see this movie. Like your introduction to Batman, because you brought up the point of the Caribbean man saying like, "Oh, this isn't Batman to me." Like I talked to my older brother about this movie, and his introduction to Batman was the '90s, the animated series. So like, there's certain aspects of this movie that he really liked, certain aspects that he didn't. Like for me, like the real introduction I had to Batman was probably through the Justice League, which probably isn't like the JLA version from like the early 2000s.
Yeah, like
Which
04.
and then like like '04, and then it was furthered on by fucking like not to be funny, but the Lego Batman shit. Like that's what I learned about all the villains, and then really like we all know fucking the Arkham series, which I think to me that's my most favorite depiction of Batman.
It's one of the best.
There's
honestly,
Arkham in this movie.
That's what I'm saying. That's literally what I was gonna get to. And the reason, the parts of the movie that I fucking love is that fight scene because it reminds me so much of Arkham. Just like how the you can play as Batman or whatever and just be slow and just countering every punch that you take. So there's certain parts of the movie that I fucking love because it's so Arkham. But there's certain parts of this movie where it doesn't hit with me.
That scene also reminds me of Ben Affleck in Batman versus Superman.
Fuck Ben Affleck.
I'm not gonna lie. That's
kind
a
of like
mid-Batman.
this movie makes me kind of pissed that Ben Affleck never got his own movie.
Ben Affleck is not a bad Batman, bro.
I think he's a good Batman.
He's a good Bruce Wayne.
I completely disagree with that. I think he's a horrible Bruce Wayne.
Christian Bale's the best Bruce
I
Wayne.
think Bale's the best Bruce Wayne. That was my problem with this movie, actually. I don't like Patterson as Bruce Wayne.
Really? I mean,
I
to
don't.
me,
You
it
think
made
too
sense.
emo?
It's
like
He's too emo.
it's
Way
like
too
Kurt
emo.
Cobain became Batman.
Yeah.
It's
But
Like,
to be
part of
fair,
the-
like this. Sorry.
No, I understand. Like, my thing is that, like, in terms of the whole, like, Batman being by himself and sad shit, like, I like that. But they didn't show the bad bitches and the act that a Bruce Wayne puts up. And then, like, that's the reason why Bale was so cool to me. Because Bale was just, as Bruce Wayne, he was just quiet as fuck. But, like, if bad bitches are around, you'd see him with the bad bitch. But other than that, like, he's not really talking much.
I would argue that's great acting on the part of Robert Pattinson, because I'm not gonna lie, there are certain points where I'm just like, wow, this dude's a great actor. He acted like he's a better actor at being a virgin than freaking Michael Cera in his goddamn prime. Okay, you can't like when I tell you this dude acted like such a huge fucking virgin. I was like, no, this is almost ironic. This is like almost like I have to appreciate this. Like you
ain't no way he a virgin though.
Nah,
The way-
like dog.
The way him and Selena had that chemistry, I was like, ain't no way a virgin could pull that off.
But I feel
I
like
don't know.
this Batman was like I don't know if I'm reaching, but I feel like there is kind of a theme in the movie where like he has to learn how to be Bruce Wayne to also help save Gotham City.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like part of him using his like status as Bruce Wayne is like, acting like the rich like playboy nigga, like walking around, like with bad bitches on his shit, like getting like attention, like using his platform to like tell people things or influence things. And it would make sense that he doesn't know how to do any of that yet in this film.
Yeah, because it felt like towards the end, I feel like that was the whole purpose of having the politician. And also, side note about the politician lady, was she Haitian? Like, was it just me, or like did she seem like she was Haitian? I was looking at her just like, hey yo, like, don't bother Creole. Like,
I have no clue. Y'all want to start from the beginning of the movie since we gave our overviews?
yeah, pretty much.
All right. So basically the beginning of the movie is Halloween. On the night of Halloween, the Gotham mayor's watching his debate with the black woman, a black queen.
Selena Kyle.
He's pissed. He's not happy how shit is going, and the Riddler comes in and fucking busts his head. James Gordon comes in. The police come in. James Gordon comes in. Eventually, he invites Batman in. I do like how they have the GCPD not on Batman's side yet, because it's like, y'all just letting this fucking psycho in.
Yeah,
we're supposed to be locking him up, and I love that they introduced that, because like I feel like Batman movies haven't done that enough, where it's like
no, it's
the
weird to have a
GCPD
cape dude running around solving mysteries and not knowing who he is.
Yeah, and I like how the people are like, "Oh, don't let him touch evidence. You're gonna let him touch evidence."
Oh my god!
And the Riddler's
Yo, if Batman was real, imagine the Fox News segments. Fucking that shit would be wild.
If Batman was real and black.
No, if he's real and
Oh,
black.
Tucker Carlson was like, well, the leftists are at it again.
I can literally
Is
see
he a
Tucker.
vigilante? Is he a hero? Batman and the leftists and the woke mob are at it again.
I will say,
Coming for our children.
Batman, the leader of Antifa.
you know, the BLM leader, the BLM protest leader.
The
Oh,
Dark Knight. Oh, Jesus.
The
Oh,
Dark
that's
Knight
the-
has
So,
a
I
new
would-
meaning tonight.
He brought on
Speaking of
special
BLM,
guest
bro.
He brought on special guest Jim Morgan. So Jim Morgan, is this what the left means when they want to abolish the police? They just want to have Cape Crusaders in the streets, taking on and beating up criminals?
oh, bro. Speaking of BLM, the part where Selena's like, those white privileged assholes.
Yeah.
I just, as soon as she said that, I was like, I already know they're gonna take this part.
Yeah.
I already thought about Fox News, a whole bunch of YouTubers making compilations. Oh my god,
The woke agenda.
the woke agenda of the Batman movie.
But, like-
Director Matt Reeves tries to push his leftist agenda.
His leftist ideas.
But bringing it back to the movie, I really like how sneaky the Riddler is, because I feel that one of the best things about the Riddler and one of the worst things about the Riddler is that he's an ideology villain. So it's like they're either done really fucking well or they're really fucking bad. There's no in between.
Yeah, this movie could have been really cringy with the Riddler's part.
Yeah.
I like that they made this nigga like iDubbbz for real. They literally made iDubbbz a villain.
They turn a nigga to Jacksepticeye.
Bro, is
They
it
what-
me or when they raised the shutter on him in the jail and they just showed his face? Like, was that not like a funny ass?
It
like,
was.
It's just this white man, like
Nah,
glasses.
bro.
like, a fat face.
That's exactly who I would thought the Riddler would look like.
Yeah.
But it makes sense.
He looks like
that's
a
who it
Bob.
would be like some
Just some-
incel, yo.
Yeah, some 4chan ass nigga.
Bro, yeah.
Yeah, I literally tweeted
Bro,
that during the movie.
He was on some group chat shit, like some signal fucking.
Dog, I literally tweeted this out during the movie. I was like, yo, Bruce Wayne deadass is getting his ass kicked by a Reddit mod. What the fuck is going on?
Nah, bro. Like after this movie, I was like, we need to monitor people who go on 4chan. Like we need to fucking watch what they're doing.
Because I feel like the best thing about this plot is that something more or less along those lines could happen in real life. Maybe not the bombing of the bridge, but setting up the event, going to a military surplus store. Like, I feel like it's a product of its time. Like, this movie is a product of its time. Because before, I don't think anyone would think to do that. But we all live in America, you know, homeland of the free range, aka going outside. And a lot of these things are so common to where it's like, oh, like it felt plausible. I don't know.
Yeah, the movie's very grounded in realism, which is another
Yeah.
thing I like about it a lot.
The corruption that they show in this movie is another part that I actually did like.
I like how it was
This-
such a big deal too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how much it impacts Bruce Wayne. I know I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but like,
We're skipping a lot.
yeah,
Yeah, you are, because we definitely forgot the whole fucking first scene.
Yeah. Okay, keep on going. Keep on going.
The first scene and the first riddle. I'm sorry, but I'm a person that hates riddles. I'll never put up with that type of shit. I as a nigga that used to fucking try to collect all the Riddler trophies and just move on, I'm like, yeah, I'm moving on to the next game. I'm not dealing with this.
Not gonna lie,
But,
man. These riddles made me feel dumb. I
Yeah.
was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's the answer.
The first one, the answer was that he lies still, and I was like, damn, that was fucking easy. I was like, I don't know how I didn't think of that, because I was literally watching the movie and I'm thinking in the back of my head, I don't know what this riddle is. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I did like that and the thumb drive shit.
That was a funny joke.
Clearly,
URL.
yeah, all that shit, bro. I would never figure that shit out. I'm sorry. This is a 4chan Reddit mod type nigga.
I feel like the riddles were like, they weren't too hard, but they also weren't given. Because I feel that a lot of these riddles just could have been like hand me outs. Like, oh, You think about it for like 2 seconds, and then it's like he found it. No, I feel like he actually earned these riddles. Like, kudos for Batman for being so damn smart. Like, he earned World's Greatest Detective in this movie.
Oh, I don't know if it was this part of the movie yet, but how detective mode is implemented, the contacts. I thought that was
great.
That was
super
hard.
fucking dope.
Cool.
I
think
was
that's
very
the
interested in how they were gonna do it because I know in the Nolan movies they use the detective mode with Lucius
With
and
it
then
was through the
Arkham-
helmet.
Yeah, the Arkham it's through the fucking helmet the cowl as well, but I like that they did it through the contacts. I thought that was a really cool idea.
Yeah.
It was nice to see what a billionaire's doing with his money. But yeah.
So
What
then,
was the
yeah,
next?
the Riddler. Yeah, Riddler leaves them the thumb drive. They find the thumb drive. They go to like one of the cars, and like they figure it out.
He has a lot of cars too,
Yeah.
more than a mayor should really have. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I think after that, that's when Batman goes to.
That's every politician,
The
though.
iceberg. Yeah, he goes to the Iceberg Lounge and he
For the
meets up
first
with
time.
Penguin. Yeah, for the first time he meets up with Penguin, and that's when he sees Selena Kyle for the first time. And
Her old
can we
fine
just?
ass.
I know everyone's heard this already, but can we just appreciate Zoe Kravitz for a little bit?
Beautiful.
I love the way people were making fun of her walk when she first walks in. So it looked
well,
like
she's a bar girl, so, like she's a bottle girl, like that. She gonna walk like that.
I
you gotta
know,
get them
but it was
tips.
still funny.
But yeah, this is the part of the movies where I really like the interrogation with Penguin. I love the pacing of that scene a lot. Cause a nigga like me, when I used to fucking play Arkham, the first time I played it, there was no pacing. I was all aggression, nigga. There's no slowing down. But I love the pacing of the scene where it's all conversations, and then when Bruce gets fucking sick and tired, he's like, all right, like we need to get serious here. But anything on anything?
I
Touched up
love
on?
the club
Anything
itself.
okay?
Honestly, I love the way it's
Yeah,
laid out. I love
scene
the way it's set up. I love how vibrant it is. It looks like a great place. Like, oh, if you don't mind going to a sketchy ass area, have a great time. Come do some drugs. It's not even a real club. It's a club, and I really enjoyed that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think
then
that just
after.
goes to show. Sorry, I was gonna say I think that just goes to show how much care like they put into like the settings, the difference.
Oh,
What is the word I'm looking for? Different places.
also, I really like the use of red. I thought I was gonna get tired of looking at it throughout this whole movie, but like, it was when I first noticed it, I was like, oh wow, like this should honestly take over yellow as Batman's second color. I'm being so honest.
Dude, that was awesome. Especially also the club scene when like I don't know how far ahead in the movie this is. So I don't know how much I'm
I think
skipping,
that's
but, like,
pretty
when he-
far from.
Oh, well, I just like how he went in there and started scrapping. Like there was all like the flashing lights. It was very like disorienting. It's like
Mhm.
how I'd feel if I was there.
Yeah. But what's next?
So then Batman sees Selena. He follows her home, and she ends up telling him about her friend. That part. I think I figured it out during the movie, but that part had me confused. I think the friend was involved with
The mayor.
Yeah.
the mayor. Okay, it was the mayor. All right, so that's what it was. So then he gets Selena to work with him, and eventually she gets Selena to like go to the club and like find out information, and that's where you get the ties to corruption and everything else. And we have one of the GCPD guys, either a politician or someone that works for the GCPD.
Nah, it was everybody
Yeah.
in there. The whole squad was in there, bro.
So I think they had a crew, and then they had like two key politicians. They had a
Yeah,
usually
like
us
a
running.
couple politicians, and it was like the detective mode was like identifying their faces and stuff like that. So there was a bunch of people in there.
I really like the Selena Kyle being nervous, and she was just like, I don't want to do this shit. Like, yo, get me the fuck out of here. Like, this isn't worth this. Da da da. Like, I really just like how, I don't know. It was just good. It was a great scene. Y'all have anything to add?
No, not to that.
Okay. So she disappears, and he finds out that some of the politicians were on Falcone's payroll. So then he starts asking her about her relationship with Falcone. Okay, so is it just me, or I never knew that there was. Is it just this movie? I know it's revealed later, and I'm like skipping ahead, but like the fact that Catwoman is connected to a mob boss. Am I just is this
Yeah,
this isn't
no,
new information, right?
that's a recurring plot line.
Okay, all right.
It's like Long Halloween, kind of. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
most like recent thing I remember it being in.
Okay. All right. Because I definitely was one of those people. As a Batman fan, I'm a little bit. I feel like I should lose my card for that shit. Because I definitely got to that part in the movie. I was like, since when? I don't know. I never really thought about that. Just maybe because I always saw like Selena Kyle. I never put it together. Like, oh, maybe I don't know who her father is.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways. So, the next scene, the Riddler and Coulson, where he gets Coulson kidnapped, and he straps a bomb to Coulson and runs the car through the church
That was
for
hard,
the
bro.
funeral.
Yeah, that's
that
what,
that was some
Oh,
real nigga shit by the Riddler, bro.
We forgot the mayor like basically telling Bruce that he needs to be doing more for Gotham and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
the
and he runs
and the
into Falcone too.
yeah, and the homeless dude that was like, man, fuck these rich assholes and shit like that. He's like, oh, you're Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
That's kind of like why I was saying earlier that there's definitely like tones of him needing to be Bruce Wayne to help Gotham. It was that scene that made me think of that. I just couldn't place it.
one critique I will have about his acting, like on a serious note, is it just me or like did he look like a fucking lost puppy the entire goddamn? Hmm? Yeah.
That's the beauty of doing this shit live. He's never gonna live that down.
Hmm?
But I don't know. That's the thing. Like he seems like for the Bruce Waynes I grew up with, he just seemed less like it.
I like the I like the beginning of that scene where he steps out of the car and he sees like what is this the part where it looks like it's Catwoman, it looks like it's Selena, and then he goes running up to her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a great fake out. Especially since like a couple months before the movie release, like we saw like pictures of Zoe Kravitz there at the scene. So it made it look like, oh, she's gonna be there. And then when she pops up, when she doesn't pop up, it's like, oh, never mind.
Nah.
More evidence that the people who make these movies leak that shit on purpose. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was saying is that like doesn't it look like he's just a lost puppy just looking around? Because when he was particularly staring at the kid, I'm just like, this is like, why are you staring so intently and so hard at one person out of like he does that throughout this entire movie as
I mean,
Robert
the kid's
Pattinson.
dad just died. The kid's an orphan just like him now.
No, but it's like it starts with him, but then it affects everyone else, and that it felt like with the times he wasn't Batman, he was just staring at someone for a very extended period of time, and also the kid felt like an allegory for him or something.
No, that's literally what it is because that's how I took it as because we didn't get That's another thing I actually did like about this movie. I fucking hate that we have to start every Batman movie with the tragedy because like we all should know the story of Batman by now. You could just have little callbacks here and there to show like the origin, and I think that was one of those things. And I think I like that better. I like them. I rather have a scene where him looking at an orphan kid, like grieving, than having to see fucking Martha Wayne get fucking shot for the fifth or sixth time now.
But what are you about to say, Z?
I forgot.
Yeah, the bomb scene, the quick riddles during the bomb scene. I like that the actual feds show up for a bomb, not just Gotham City and the feds just like, well, you guys got it. Like the actual federal government shows up and says like, oh, you're gonna just let this fucking masked maniac walk in there and deal with this?
That was there was something it was this assistant, like one of the assistants that was like in the bomb squad or whatever. She was like telling her boss to come look at this, and like everyone else's acting in that movie is so good, but that one line is like delivered so poorly. Like that one line is like one of the worst like acting sequences I've ever seen, and it just completely took me out of the movie, bro. Like it like aggressively took me out of the movie. I was like, yo, what? And then everything's like went back to normal. That was like the one part of the movie where I was just like, this is not good. That was like literally the only thing.
But yeah, I like that scene in terms of I like the Riddler, how he plays around with Coulson during the scene, and like I think it's 3 riddles. Batman gets the first 2 right, but the last one Coulson basically has to answer it, or Coulson's been answering and helping out with the riddles, but the last one when Coulson has to answer who he's working for, and you can see Coulson has like the fear of God, and he's like, "Fuck that! I'd rather die. Like if I say who I'm gonna work for, they're gonna kill me anyway."
And he actually does
And
it.
yeah, and he just says, "Fuck it, bro. Like I rather just go out." Which
I feel that most
I
superhero
did like
movies
that
would have
scene.
actually saved him. That's why it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I did like that scene. I did like that scene. It was the scene right after. It's the explosion happens, and Batman wakes up with all the GCPD around him. I'm sorry, but if that happens at the scene, y'all don't think they're gonna take his fucking mask off right then and there?
That's the
Yeah.
one part.
That's the only part that I was very annoyed with. If an explosion happens and Batman gets knocked out, and the GCP who already doesn't like him, they're gonna take off the mask and find out who he is at the scene.
But
I mean-
the only thing I will say is Gordon was there. And I'm pretty sure it's like in Gordon's best interest not for that nigga to get unmasked. So he probably could have been saying some shit to them like, yo, like wait till.
Because it seems
get
like he's
there,
an authority figure. Not the authority figure, but yeah, he holds power. He's not a scrub.
Yeah, he definitely has some kind of seniority over the rest of the cops.
And also, I don't think they would have done it just on site. Because I mean, what happens if you unmask him and it's like it doesn't go the way you planned? I at least imagine it like, you know, when they're in the police station, they unmasked him, but not in that moment.
But then again, why would it be the GCPD that does it, not the federal government?
It's Gotham,
Like they
nigga.
just be like, yeah, like the federal government.
Rent's
Yeah,
like
we'll go up for the bomb, but for the Batman, like this weird dude that's been fighting crime that we've never seen this type of shit before. Yeah, the city of Gotham can handle it. I thought that was kind of weird.
Well, in the comics, like the federal government just basically gave up on Gotham. It was like, all right,
Yeah.
we'll just let it.
Oh, really?
fly.
Yeah, it's real life Chicago.
And,
There was
No,
I forgot the
Arkham, they gave
storyline
up.
one time. I think it was No Man's Land, where there was like a disaster that happened in Gotham.
Oh, I know.
And the government was like, "Nah, forget it. It's lost."
And they actually just leave it and be like a no man's land. And I kid you not, it's so post-apocalyptic. And it's only been like maybe 3 weeks.
the last act of like The Dark Knight Rises definitely has some of that in it. When like Gotham's evacuated and all the criminals are out there and shit, and like what the federal government do there, it's like, nah, fuck them niggas, yo. Like
That is true.
you have to
That is
figure
true.
it out.
I mean, we all know rent
Yeah,
Gotham
I think
cheap for a
they
reason.
did say that. I think there was a scene like that in the when they're like, "Oh, what is the federal government gonna do?" The federal government's like, "Yeah, they got it."
What they gonna do?
Rent got to be like $250 a month. I
Not
swear to
even.
God.
You gotta be like $80.
Yeah, it's got to be something crazy because who would move? Like, what other reason would you have to move there other
Exact-
than rent being like $4, bro?
Imagine living in the hood in Gotham. That's how you know you just need a better life for yourself. If you can't get out of the hood in Gotham and you don't leave, and you don't at least leave with motivation for your life to do better,
Shit, if
nothing
there's a
will.
fucking hood in Gotham, there's gotta be some trap rappers there then. Selling drops or something.
I'm gonna fuck around,
Yo.
turn Batman into an old pack.
A hood classic, Boys in the Hood style movie set in Gotham. Tell me that wouldn't be hard. Penguin is like the main villain.
Instead of a shotgun, it's a fucking batarang.
God, yes, bro.
For real. Like the drill scene must be popping over there in
The
Gotham.
drill scene in Gotham.
The drill scene must be popping over there, dog.
Yo, is everybody's the Rondo number 9? Everybody just got a rocket launcher or some shit.
God.
Cause god damn. Where we are in the movie, we're like the halfway mark,
So,
right?
Damn near
Not
at this
even.
point. It feels. I'm reading the fucking wiki. We're at the halfway point on the wiki. Oh no, we're not. No, we're not. So after that, they end up thinking that Penguin is in the informant. They end up looking into it to bust a drug deal that's going on. I think they find it through some of the riddles, but they end up going to the drop spot. Shit goes left. Selena tries to rob Falcone of the money, but Batman ends up getting shot. But clearly he didn't die because they shot the fucking sigil. And as far as I remember, the sigil has like the most armor.
Yeah.
So ends up getting into a chase. The chase happens. And Batman captures the Penguin. Really quick, the Batmobile. Any thoughts on the?
That was
Batmobile?
I
hard.
love this Batmobile.
You
Yeah.
like it?
I like it a lot.
I
That man
didn't.
was work. I don't know what it's based on, but it's probably got to be like an LS with a twin turbo or something. but
Yeah, like
that shit is so fucking nice.
he got
Just
a whole
hearing it
rocket
rev.
on it.
Yeah, just hearing it rev the first time, and like he probably stalls it out,
Hmm.
and then boom, chase scene
The
starts.
muscle car Batmobile is sick.
It is the shit, bro.
I mean, I was also like, damn, this is pretty fucking expensive to be able to do all of this to a car. I mean, especially a vintage
Probably gotta
car
be a
too.
custom chassis. I don't know, man. That's ain't no way Bruce is buying a fucking Impala like or something and modding that shit.
I want that nigga Bruce to have a scat pack.
Yeah, that nigga definitely has a Hellcat.
Imagine,
Hellcat shit.
imagine that nigga got a Hellbat. That would be fucking wild.
The Hellbat.
Dodge should have did that as a collaboration. Hellbat.
Yo, it would have went crazy though. I would love to see a Hellbat.
On that shit.
It's nice to see Batman supporting American muscle.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, the
he's been in the
Batmobile
dirt
should have been a
driving through
'67 Challenger, and then Dodge should have worked some type of deal out with that.
I mean, it would have got 2 miles a gallon, but shit, when you're fighting crime, you're gonna do that at any cost.
Didn't they do that? Not Dodge. That hold on. That's a thing.
Maybe it was a
There was, like,
Charger in the
some-
movie.
I think no, not. It wasn't with this movie. It was with like The Dark Knight. They also released a limited edition car. I forget what it was. Whatever. I'll look it up. We can come back to it.
Okay, real quick, since we're in an intermission,
Was it Lamborghini that did it? Because
I
for the Dark Knight, he was driving a Lamborghini.
have no idea.
have y'all been like on Twitter lately? Because I kid you not, what has been up with these bowling gifts? Like Jesus
I actually
Christ!
deleted Twitter this week.
Yeah, you should. You should. My timeline's in hell. It's literally in hell. I hate it here.
Oh, it was
But,
a Nissan.
A Nissan?
Yeah, a Nissan Juke Nismo.
That is disgusting.
Yeah,
That is truthfully is disgusting.
it's matte.
I
black.
know they're doing 120 on I-95 right now. Whoever got that.
So
Nasty nigga.
After Bruce stalls out and he starts the Batmobile up, he begins this chase with the Riddler. Now
the
this scene,
the Penguin.
I mean, yeah, with the Penguin. This scene, Bruce should definitely be in prison for this. He should definitely be in prison for this. This was all types of wrong. Like there's no justifying starting that chase and then causing all that. Somebody died from that. And I know a lot of people complain about how, oh, Batman doesn't kill. He's not supposed to kill. And they got all mad about Ben Affleck's Batman killing. But Bruce killed like 3-4 people in that.
Casually.
Yeah, I just think it shows like how he's not responsible yet. Like it's just I don't even think it's like an oversight or anything. Like I feel like it just goes to show like how careless and reckless he is like at this point in his Batman career.
Yeah, he was definitely on demon time with that fucking stunt he pulled.
Yeah.
I love the end of the scene where it's like, oh, I did it, and then you just see him fucking jump the truck, go through the flame,
X Games.
and I was just like, oh, like
Yeah,
Like,
that man was
dog.
on that rally.
he's a demon. He is like that. I feel like that in that moment in my head, it seemed like Batman was just a hellspawn, like sent just for him in that one moment. At least that's what I'd be thinking if I was a Penguin. So I mean, if he does all that, he literally went through hell and back.
Can we just say how funny the Penguin is in this movie? The Penguin is legitimately fucking hilarious.
Colin Farrell was just fantastic in this film, bro.
I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah,
that's what.
I
That's
wouldn't
Colin
have known.
Farrell. Like, what the fuck?
If I didn't know before, I wouldn't have recognized him either.
Legitimately hilarious. The scene where him and Batman and Gordon are interrogating him is fucking hilarious.
He has to fucking teach him Spanish.
And I just love that Penguin isn't the main villain, but that's what makes this movie so cool to me, because it feels like you're in Gotham. The fact that Penguin is tied into this somehow, some way, like
He's
I love
adjacent
that.
to the crime.
That.
He's not like in it.
But so we get to that scene. They interrogate him, and eventually, I think they find out another riddle because Penguin ends up telling him, like, I'm not the person you're looking for. And it ends up leading them to one of the orphanages that were funded by the Wayne family, which then Batman finds out, his next target is Bruce Wayne, which ends up getting Alfred
Murked.
bombed. Not murked, but like severely injured.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. During that scene, I fucking laughed, and I tried to hold it back, but I didn't know why. That was like so fucking funny. Like when Alfred just like realizes, like, wait, what the fuck? And then it just explodes. I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to hold myself back. That shit was funny.
You know,
to be fair, he shouldn't have opened that letter. It wasn't for him. It said to Bruce Wayne. So he should have minded his own fucking business.
But for somebody that's that high profile, you think they would screen it before, like, it would get to Bruce or even Alfred at that point?
Yeah, but then remember, Bruce also doesn't really like care. Like, I feel like he doesn't really have those kind of precautions in place. Just judging off like how little he cares about the rest of it. Like, he don't even care about his money in this movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, just look at the Hellbat.
Yeah, because he had meetings and he was like, I don't care. Like, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Like, they mentioned that more than once in the movies where, like, hey, you have a meeting to go to. He was like, yeah, that's cool.
You're just like, you're not my dad. Fuck you. I'm not going to this meeting, Alfred. Like, that felt like such a stepson, stepfather moment where it's like, dog, you're not doing anything, bud. Calling him by his first name is doing nothing.
But so eventually we get to the part where the Riddler leaks out information that, like, Bruce is Thomas Wayne. He was gonna run for mayor of Gotham, and like all the weird shit that was happening at the time with it involving his mom and how they hired a killer to like kill the journalist that put all that stuff out. I love how fucking 4chan Riddler, like the Riddler is, bro. Like this guy is like such a real. I feel like he's like such a 4chan lord that like this dude's like the degenerative Reddit mod. Like I can tell that 4chan like Riddler was a Reddit mod. Yeah. I love that. It really like they made a Riddler that really pertains to our time.
How'd y'all feel about the whole revelation with his parents?
I loved it.
I actually liked it.
I thought it was cool too.
I actually liked it.
I thought it was, even though they've done this before, in the comics, I thought this was really good. Especially that since his mom was kind of like, kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and it fucking shows. It fucking shows.
Yeah.
Well, and the fact that her last name was Arkham.
Yeah.
I didn't know that in the movie. Actually.
Yeah, her, Martha Arkham, like the Arkhams, they were both.
Oh yeah, the Arkhams. Yeah. They did mention that. That.
They were both like really rich. They were basically like the
founding families.
Yeah, like Jackie Kennedy and John F. Kennedy type shit.
That is shit like that gets me so excited. I really hope the next movie is Court of Owls. If it's Court of Owls,
that's what I'm hoping. Is that it? When
it is?
Yes, I doubt it.
I don't know because when the Joker showed up, I was kind of disappointed. That was like the first time.
I don't want to.
That was the first time I saw it.
No. Okay, here's my theory. Okay, we can get it to after, but like,
You wanna do it after? We can
Yeah, but
because we're almost done.
one character who I want to bring up, Selena Kyle. One more fucking time, Selena Kyle. I just want to bring her up because I don't feel like we're talking about her enough. And
Yeah, we're not actually.
Zoe Kravitz is just such a good Catwoman.
yeah, she's better than that white girl that they had in the previous trilogy.
Hathaway.
Yeah, whoever the fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I was just like, she actually feels real. Like Anne Hathaway, like I felt like she was just a plot device.
Her
Yeah.
her fight scenes are a lot better.
Yes.
Like her fight, like the way she moves, the way she strikes, it's like a lot better than what we had with Anne Hathaway.
And
I feel
also,
like Anne Hathaway was just there to be sexy.
Yeah.
Like Zoe Kravitz is here to be sexy and like a character.
I'm not gonna lie, I never saw that previous Catwoman as sexy. She was just a white woman in a suit. Like,
Anne Hathaway's bad, bro. You tripping?
Yeah, I actually like Anne Hathaway.
No, I'm not calling her
Anne Hathaway's
ugly.
beautiful.
I'm not calling her ugly or anything, but it's like, I'm not the only one that's like, oh, it's a lady in a suit versus Selena Kyle. It's like, oh no, this is like Catwoman. Because I feel that like there's an aura to Catwoman that she just didn't have, if that makes any sense. Because
One thing I'll say about her is that about Zoe's Catwoman is that she actually seems like she's from the trenches
yeah,
compared to
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway's. Anne
Yeah,
Hathaway,
Anne-
Like a rich
Anne Hathaway's Catwoman feels like someone who's just a kleptomaniac.
I mean, even from the character and the costume design, it's just a leather suit and like a hood and like a half cut balaclava. Like,
Yeah, but the thing is, like Zoe's Catwoman, it seems like she actually has to do this to like get by. Anne Hathaway's is like, I just kind of just do this for fun, you know. I might go back to like
rich guys.
my coffee shop.
I like stealing from rich guys. Yeah, that's literally what it was.
Yeah.
because like one thing about Selena Kyle and her character in general is that I feel like she really is like borderline. I don't want to use the word racially ambiguous, but like she can genuinely be any race and it's fine purely because like her race changes like almost every other iteration of her. Like there hasn't been a consistent version of Selena Kyle.
But it kind of makes sense for her to be black though, or at least biracial
Yeah.
in this Gotham. You know what I mean?
Do tell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people had
tell me
issues
why a
with
black
Jim
person-
Jim Gordon being black.
I didn't. Like it kind of makes sense for a black Jim Gordon in this universe. Like
Well, tell
people
me
were
why
talking
there's
about
so
how
many good
Bruce
blacks.
Wayne
Tell
should
me.
be- People were talking about how Bruce Wayne should be black. I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
We're not at that level yet.
No, but it doesn't make sense in the terms of Batman at all. Like, Batman is a privileged person, you know, trying to help in his own way. But what I'm trying to get
Batman's
at
a
is,
crime
like,
fighting charity. That's what he is.
basically, Yeah,
I think there's room for them to do an interpretation of like a black Batman.
I don't
They
wanna
can't
see
just
it.
have like Bruce Wayne be black. Like
yeah, that's
it
what
would
I'm.
have to be done in a way that like his blackness comes into play.
I mean, that's
That
Duke
makes it
Thomas.
possible.
I mean, it's a character in the comic books who's a part of the Bat family, and he also
Which
has
is
like
too big.
superpowers and stuff.
Which is too big. I feel the Bat family's way too big.
Yeah, after
Yeah, I feel
Orphan,
like
I was just like, yeah, too many niggas.
too many of them niggas, man. Too
Yeah,
many.
you
of
got
them.
too many Robins running around. You got too many people wearing the Bat.
It's a
symbols.
Bat
Like,
orphanage. That's what it is. It's pretty much a Bat orphanage. Like,
There's the bat group home, yo.
Yeah,
Black group.
Facts.
for real.
like there's too many of them just roaming around Gotham, just beating up on poor. Like I know for a fact, like one of them Robins, I forget which one, but I'm just like, no, I think it's Red Robin. I'm just like, you really trusting this man to like not murder every single one of these thugs that we're counting? Like,
Oh, you
he
mean Red
does.
Hood?
yeah,
does.
Red Hood.
He
My
does.
bad. I'm just
Wait,
like,
I thought Red Robin was actually one of the good ones. I thought it was
no,
Red Hood
it
that
was.
the,
Yeah, I got them
Red
mixed
Hood?
up.
Red Hood. Okay.
They need better names.
But yeah,
for
so
differentiating
after
them.
that, we get to the point where Bruce starts asking questions to Alfred about like, is the information that Riddler's saying true about his parents? Alfred says one thing that no, like he thinks Falcone had his parents killed. While no, I think he meets with Falcone first. And Falcone was like, "Yeah, man, like
I whacked
did
them
that shit
niggas.
because I had to, bro. Yeah, like listen, bro, like your father asked me to do it. Me and your father were cool like that. I did my shit, and it is what it is."
I love how
And Alfred
distraught he
got,
was.
like,
He was just
Yeah.
like his whole. You can see his whole world is just like, shattering. Because like I feel that one thing that Robert Pattinson does well, it's like it's the little things. There's one scene later on where it's like it's not the big things, it's the little things where it's like, oh, like this is really good. But
acting a lot with like no dialogue. Like that's what I like about him. Like he's like still making his mark like on the movie with so little dialogue. This is definitely like the least dialogue Bruce Wayne has ever had in a movie. Like for sure.
definitely.
And honestly, I don't know why, but when I watched that scene, it brought me back to the Amazing Spider-Man 2 scene when Spider-Man tells Harry that he can't use his blood, and he's like, "You're a fraud, Spider-Man!" and it was so fucking cringe to me because it's those two scenes displayed like similar emotions of like anger and like just like the disbelief, but it's shown as two such like polar opposite ways where one of them is shown amazingly and acted beautifully while the other one's just fucking cringe.
Like, fuck you,
Which
Spider-Man.
I understand it's two different characters, two different ways that they're written, but two different time periods, two different ways that they're written, but there's a way that these things can be acted out like very well.
I will say one thing about that scene. I don't think they let like when Falcone told Bruce that he like that Thomas paid him to kill that one guy, the journalist or whatever. I don't think they let that resonate long enough because like that happened, and then he went to go visit Alfred in the hospital, and then he told him the truth. Like there was like a probably 10 minute period where we like believed the lie, and it's just like hard to like. It's just hard to take the next scene in as much like without that.
The problem is that like it's a 3-hour movie, like, and it's like,
yeah, I'm saying
I want it to be shorter, but at the same time, it's like I enjoyed it. Like I don't know, I don't. A lot of people are saying that it should be shorter, but I don't know what you like. What do you cut if you want it to be shorter? That's the problem with this. So I don't know how.
I feel like everything in this movie had a reason to be there,
and it didn't stay too long either. Like
especially the characters.
Like I've watched other 3-hour movies like Casino. Like that didn't feel like it was 3 hours. So
Casino's live. I love Casino.
Yeah, so it just depends on what the director does with the time. You know what I mean, and how they pace the movie.
I'll tell you what, Endgame's fine, but that feels like a 3-hour movie. You could feel the
at time. Yeah, when you get to the middle, it feels like, God damn, bro, like we're still doing this.
Yeah.
By the time like the final battle starts, that's when I'm like, I'm kind of looking at my watch like this has been going on for a while.
Like,
Infinity War didn't feel that way. Yeah, Infinity War was long, but it didn't feel that way. But Endgame, it definitely felt like when's the end. But we get to the next scene where Selena talks to Bruce, and eventually she tells him that Falcone is her dad, and that she plans on killing him because of she found out that Falcone killed her friend. So she says that she doesn't care what Bruce says, but she's gonna go kill Falcone.
And also he was a bad dad.
So that's the scene, and that he's just a neglectful father. So then we get Batman.
Check, like, damn, bro, just like slide her like 100K or something.
Nah, bro, it's because she had a black mom, dog. He had a black mom. He's like, I don't need the city of Gotham knowing about this, and just let that shit rock.
People like the times were different, sweetheart.
Yeah,
it wasn't so intermingled like your generation. Like what?
Falcone, you was really fucking with Amulia. Amulia.
No, this is gonna be fun to edit and post.
But so we get to that. We get to the Iceberg Lounge again, where we have the fight scenes. When I went with some of my friends to watch this movie, they really hated this scene.
I loved it.
One of my friends is like, he said, "Listen, he's like, I have epilepsy. Like, I felt like I had to turn around and close my eyes on some of that shit during the shooting scene where everything's just dark and you see Batman in the dark just taking out enemies."
That was fucking fun.
I thought it was great too. But I definitely felt some because I definitely was like, ugh. I definitely.
I feel him, but in the same breath, I'm just like, it was done in a way. It was done good enough to where I'm just like, no, you can thug it out. Like, nah, you're good.
You know, have you guys seen Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
The first Kick-Ass? That I don't know if this is where he got the idea, bro, but it was literally the scene where like Kick-Ass and I forgot the name, but the nigga that was dressed as Batman
Hit
are like
Girl?
getting fucked up in the room. Yeah, but like before when she like comes in to like kill all the guys that are like hurting Kick-Ass and her dad, and like all the lights are flashing and like they like all shut off and they're all just shooting, and like the only time you can see her is when it's like cutting to the night vision or like when the shots are going off. And I was like, this is kind of the same scene. I guess it's like an idea that could be come up with on its own, but I still really liked it. It was great.
Yeah, boom, Picasso.
I'm a sucker for like strobe light scenes like that. I think they're cool and they're well done.
Because it was done really well. Like it was choreographed well. It starts off with a bang. I love how the same goon that has been reoccurring throughout the whole movie. He opens the door, he looks around, he's like, "What the fuck? Where is he?" Just gets knocked the fuck out. And what should have happened in the very first time they met, if I'm being honest, gets knocked the fuck out. Walks in there. Bust in there. People are coming towards him. He's knocking them the fuck out. I am talking.
This nigga's just pressing triangle for counter, bro.
Yes.
He's just doing counter. He's not even being aggressive. Just a punch comes at him, fucking hits him.
And
That's really what it is.
I love how like when he's countering, he's punching them so much to where it's like, oh, you're staying the fuck down. Like it's not one punch. Like there's something about this Batman to where it's like, oh, like even though he's not as big and beefy as the other ones, I don't know if it's the way they choreographed it, it's the way the angles, I don't know. But them punches look like they are fucking hurting. Like
you know, this dude has CTE after that.
I can't believe I forgot to mention it already. That's literally the sound design, bro. Like the sound design in this movie makes you feel every time he hits someone, every time he gets hit, bro.
You needed to watch this movie in the theaters, bro.
Yeah,
yes, bro.
Your sound bar ain't cutting it, might die.
Yeah, that sound bar was not gonna do this movie justice. Especially when you hear that theme going on in the background.
Yo, but while we're on it, the music in this movie was so damn good.
Fire.
Like the theme of Batman. Like I could literally have that. I think I might fuck around, turn off all the lights, and just play it once this shit is done.
I wish they looked at me the wrong way after that movie.
Facts. Like, hey nigga, what's up? What's up?
I wish they looked at me the wrong way after that movie.
I forget this guy's name. It's Michael something, but he is just like so goddamn good at his job. He did the Incredible soundtrack as well. I'm pretty sure
wasn't it the same dude who did Dune?
Wait, he did the Incredibles soundtrack?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, that makes sense. The Incredibles soundtrack was way too good for a Pixar. I mean, for a Pixar movie at the time.
Damn.
I felt like it. I was never expecting a soundtrack that good because that music still fucking connects with me to this day, bro. That Incredibles theme.
I mean, it's such a great, and it's honestly a very timely piece. It's like, it feels retro, and I don't know. It's Incredibles. This is Batman, so yeah. When I'm not going to linger on it.
We also use Something in the Way very well too.
Yes, it did a good job of being like the down, like it felt like loading screen music. If that makes any sense.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Really?
He's also doing Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh, and he worked on War for Planet of the Apes,
and it was also in Joker.
Oh shit!
Well,
really?
No, I don't think that particular song was in the Joker, but there was an article that came out and said a lot of the songs that were in this Batman movie were also in Joker. I don't know if that's one of the particular songs. I don't remember off rip.
The compositions, not the licensed music.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know. It's like he had a lot to live up to because you got Hans Zimmer composing the Dark Knight trilogy. I don't remember who composed the other one, but like all the Batman, even the Arkham games, bro. Every Batman like soundtrack score has been like phenomenal.
It has to be.
And he just still somehow managed to like do something that wasn't him like copying another score, but it was like his own, and it was still like good.
Because it's
I love how the theme changes over like the more you hear it, like it changes throughout the movie.
Like its meaning almost.
Not its meaning. Well, like the notes like literally change. Like
they do? I didn't know.
No, like the pacing and the tempo of the song and the instruments as well.
Oh, I didn't pick that up when I was watching it.
Because it's like it feels like it's almost in every scene, but it's like different every time.
It's like it starts out like dark and like melancholic, but then other times you hear it and it'll be like kind of hopeful. I get what you mean. I was feeling that.
So after the whole thing at the Iceberg Lounge, we get the arrest of Falcone. And I love how fucking gangster Falcone is. It's like, y'all niggas gonna arrest me? It's like, you know I'm just gonna be back outside like in a few minutes, right? Like, you ain't gonna fucking arrest me.
Bro, he was
And
like,
then
"Yeah, I'm the mayor of this town."
he's like, nigga, I fucking run this shit.
That man was on
I-
that Denzel Training Day shit.
That's literally that's the same way I thought. He was like, yo, y'all niggas gonna take me out? Like, what the fuck?
I
Start
really-
walking. And then just boom, this nigga gets fucking shot in his dome. One to his dome. Okay, am I the only one when I saw that scene? I was like, holy shit, Deadshot's in this movie?
Yes, there's no way.
I'm the only one? Okay, alright.
Just because
I didn't.
like. Sorry, go on.
I don't know, because I didn't think that fucking Riddler was gonna be just on a roof with a sniper somewhere. I didn't think that was the case. I thought he would have hired someone to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in the mayor's house, fucking.
Yeah.
Beating his
I don't know
head in.
why GCPD would think it would be a good idea to take one of the biggest mob bosses out the front door.
Because no one was gonna fuck with him. I mean, he owned the whole department, so like they didn't think anyone would take a shot at him.
But I think like if you're like one of the rival mob
Bosses.
rival gangs or something, that's the perfect time.
Like
to get,
like the dude with the black skull. What's his name? I can't remember.
I know who you're talking about, but his name.
Like you can see him, right?
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. He's lower tier. But like I see what you're saying
Black
though.
Mask?
They should have been.
Is it Black Mask? I don't
Maybe.
know why. I feel like he was in Arkham Origins. I don't know why I'm misremembering him.
But either way though, like
I need to go play my Arkham Origins. That's what I gotta do.
I mean, it was on sale not too long ago. The
really-
collection for
I don't
PS4.
The
I
collection
really
was
feel like-
free on Epic like maybe a year ago. They had all 3 games for free. Everything besides Origins.
I folded.
Yeah.
But I did get all 3 Tomb
I
Raiders.
definitely, because this movie definitely made me want to go buy the Arkham. Because it's like $60 on Steam right now for Night City and Asylum, and like with all the DLC included. So I definitely was gonna get it when I get back.
I never played which was the third one? Arkham City or Arkham Asylum?
No, the most recent one.
Yeah.
The most recent one was Night.
Oh yeah, I didn't play that one.
Honestly, like
I only played the middle.
the City and Asylum are the best two. Night, there's certain parts of Night that I like. The story of Night, the story of Arkham Knight, I love it. I think there's no such thing as a bad Arkham story. But the gameplay, like the fucking Batmobile gameplay, becomes nauseating at times. Like it just
I
becomes
feel you on that.
way too annoying.
I feel
It like I got stuck, and it's not because I got stuck on parts of the game, but well, it's like my God, if I want to traverse, like the best part about games like this is like flying around and seeing Gotham. It's like when they implemented fast travel in the Spider-Man games. It's like you don't need to do that. Like part of the cool thing about being Spider-Man is swinging throughout the city. So
Because one final thing, and I'm gonna leave it, and then we'll go back to the movie. But like those Batman games, they're comic book Dynasty Warrior games with counters. I'm not gonna lie, I don't. It was for a nice chunk of that game. Unless you're going out of your way to play differently, you really can't just spam square to win for like most of that game.
not City, bro. Not City. I tried doing that for City. You couldn't do that shit for City.
Mm-mm.
Hell nah, nigga. There'll be like 20 enemies in a room. If you're not countering, you are fucked.
No, I'm not saying like
I remember
outside
there's a
that.
certain fight in exam. I remember there's one fight when you have to fight Joker and all of his goons in one of the place in City. And I remember I lost that fight like 20 or 30 times straight because I was not countering it, and eventually I had to like slow down and play a certain way.
I gotta disagree with Jesse on that Dynasty Warriors take because you really at points you do have to think about like how you're gonna take this situation on. Because there was times when I played Arkham City and Arkham Knight, and I would just try to mow through people, and that wouldn't work. And I was playing on the hardest difficulty too. Like you had to think about how you're gonna take down a bunch of your enemies. Because in Dynasty Warriors, you just pressing X, mowing through people, and that's basically it.
You gotta
Arkham
take
games, you
into
couldn't do
account
that.
that the Arkham games are also excellent detective stories.
Mhm.
And like when you really think about it, combat is probably like 40% of those games. Like
Yeah.
the gameplay loop is
Yeah.
mostly combat, which is kind of nice and like
Which is the
refreshing.
reason why I never had more than higher than like 50% completion. Because, like, you're telling me you have to find all these fucking Riddler trophies. I'll find like the first 50 and I'll be like,
Like the convenient ones.
Tutorials. I just did
anything
it for
that's on the way. Anything that's on the way. And I'll do the interrogations if I want to go fuck a group of people up. I see a nigga glowing in green. I'm like, all right, let me go cause some violence. But like, other than that, nah. So we're on the last scene. We get to the scene where Batman is interrogating Riddler at Arkham Asylum. I'm assuming.
I love
is
this scene.
Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, that's
And
a
like
great scene, man.
it's a this is one of those scenes where I feel like the Joker scene with Murray is one of those things where you see it on YouTube and it's like a 5-minute scene and it's like 10 million views. This scene is gonna be that for this movie.
Yes,
Because this whole scene, I was like, fuck, like the Riddler found out he's Bruce Wayne, and then at the end he's like, that's the only one I didn't get. But like, I love that scene so much. The acting between Paul Dano and Robert Patterson in the scene is fucking amazing.
If you didn't think that Pattinson was a good Batman at this point, then I don't know what the hell to tell you.
Yeah,
Not
the
even a good
90s
guy,
one was
the
better.
best.
Like his acting in this scene, like he does so much without saying anything. And like Johanse was saying, like I was like, damn, bro, he just found you out, and then he gives you that look out of the corner of his eye. He's like, oh, okay, we're
you
back
just
on.
look genuinely afraid.
Mm-hmm.
The best way I can put it is that he looked like a dog that got caught doing some shit that he shouldn't have, and then you know how dogs give you the little puppy dog eyes. That's what it felt like, but like for a human, of course. But yeah,
I got flashes of the Dark Knight scene where Bale is interrogating Joker.
Yeah,
I got flashes of that in this scene. But if you had to tell me to be objective and look at both scenes, I would have to say that this scene is better.
well, yeah.
If I'm looking at it objectively, in terms
Yeah.
of like both actors are putting in like all they got, I think Bale's scene could have been done better. But like in terms of what it is, I think it's still a great scene. But in terms of if I'm comparing the two, like fucking Patterson and Dano killed that shit, bro. Like that
Dano's-
scene is
Paul
Dano's-
Dano is fantastic in just the whole film, but especially the scene. This is why I'm like so confused to hear that there's people who like don't like this film, because I can understand not liking like certain aspects of this film. Like, I feel like this scene alone, like this scene is what separates it from like
Mhm.
the modern day superhero film
Yep.
for me. Like it just shows like how much of like a real like gritty like movie this really is. Like this is like a movie that's trying to like say something and do something like very specific. It's not just, oh, bad guy, let's go take down bad guy. Like, nah, bro, like these people
and
have
60 Things
motivation
comes in.
and they're like complex characters, and I don't know, it's just beautiful. And that scene like fully encapsulated that, bro. It's beautiful work.
The only thing I didn't like about the Riddler was his fucking costume. Like, it's not bad, but when I look at it, and when I was making the thumbnail and really looking at it, I was just like, damn, like.
But it does seem like some shit a
makes
Redditor would
sense.
wear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like a nigga
That,
from
like, a
4chan?
4chan dude would wear this thinking they're cool.
I think the problem, even with Batman's suit, because I think the scene already happened. Like, when the cowl comes out, I was like, oh shit, that comes off? That was my genuine reaction. I said that out loud, and motherfuckers were laughing. I was just like, I didn't know that. I genuinely didn't know that.
Oh, how do y'all feel about the suit, by the way?
I like
I
it.
like it a lot. I like it a lot.
I like it because of how practical it is. But in terms of the, I don't know, it's like, there's going to be a Mark II. So that's going to be the make or break one for me. I like it it's good, but it's not, oh my God, amazing. Because I feel like we had better bat suits. But for a year one Batman, I think it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So the last scene, the Riddler ends up telling Batman there's car bombs throughout Gotham, and he detonates them, and eventually his plan was to like kill the new mayor that just, I guess, won by default now because her fucking opponent died.
Yeah, the Queen.
Yeah. So he ends up setting up car bombs to flood Gotham. I think this was my issue. Like, there's not really a climax here. I felt like, unless the climax was Batman not letting the electricity go in the water to kill everybody.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't feel like there's a climax. That was my issue with this movie. When it ended, it was just like, that's it.
I feel like
But
that
like,
was
there wasn't really like a final fight. The final thing was just the city going crazy.
I feel like that's the
Which
way it's supposed to though, because in a city like Gotham, that shit don't sleep. There's no good day. There's no nothing. You just pick up the pieces and you go about your day.
I think that I agree with that, and also like you have to view.
I'm sorry, I'm on
Yeah,
Twitter. Sorry.
just, you have to view it as like it's not like a big like action oriented superhero film, you know? Like I feel like that runs through like every scene. Like that DNA runs through every scene in this
yeah,
movie. Like the climax, I feel like it wouldn't have felt natural, at least to me, for the climax to be like this like giant fight. Because that's not what like we're setting up here. Like Gotham just gets fucked over, and that's kind of like what we all knew what was gonna happen, and it just happened.
Yeah, this man made
Mhm.
Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it as like a final
there is
moment.
a parallel to Hurricane Katrina in this movie.
Yeah, with the reservoirs, I was just like,
Yeah, the
yo,
government basically.
I was literally like, yo, this motherfucker made Hurricane Katrina. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Only a 4chan nigga could do that. Yeah,
I'm recreating history in my image.
Did anybody did anybody like not like the whole fake out of the death thing?
For
It was
what?
like, oh, where it's supposed to feel like Batman's gonna die or some shit like that, or he's gonna
can
sacrifice himself at
movies
the
stop
end.
doing that shit, please? Unless you're gonna actually kill off the hero, it's not really having an effect. I felt like it. I know I
The
guess I'm not
adrenaline
gonna
was
swear.
ass pull. We can say it.
No, I didn't think the adrenaline was an asshole, but my thing is, I felt like fake conflict. Like,
yeah. No, I agree with that.
We
I
actually,
I don't like the
Like when he,
superheroes dying thing either.
yeah,
the only
you
reason,
mean to tell me? I'm sorry, but the most egregious one to me, it was in Black Panther when they
I
did
was
that. You
just
mean
about
to
to
tell
say
me that this nigga died midway? We still have an hour left to go. You're supposed to make me think that this nigga just died? Really?
Bro,
yeah,
Really?
really.
some of-
He
I,
he's in the
that's
next movie, but like they
my
already
we,
confirmed
biggest
the
ju-
next
gripe with
movie.
we
that
just saw
film,
the
bro.
trailer for Infinity War.
That's my biggest gripe with that film. That's just such an unnecessary. It wasn't even for that long. Like he was dead for like 15 minutes. That was such an unnecessary 15 minutes.
I am
Jesus.
not dead. No shit. We didn't think you
No
actually
shit.
were, buddy.
We see, but like seeing the way they set it up for like Bruce to swing on the electric thing. I thought like, oh, he was gonna take the hit for the whole city or whatnot. Then I'm like, oh, he doesn't die. He just goes and saves the people.
Yeah. I prefer like the Nolan Batman death. So you don't really know if he died or not.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
understand he can't die. He can't have like that kind of scene in the first movie in a trilogy though.
Mhm.
Speaking of which, is this a trilogy? Did they come out and
it's
say this
gonna
is
be a
gonna
trilogy. It's like Dune.
Okay.
I think okay, so I have the wiki pulled up. It is intended to launch a Batman shared universe with 2 sequels planned and 2 spin-off television series in development for HBO Max.
Okay.
I just don't know how I feel about this extended universe stuff. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I watched Moon Knight
I
last
have
night.
no problem if it's only within Batman. If it's just the Batman universe and nothing else, I'm actually fine with it. Just
I
please
kinda-
don't implement other
I don't
DC
think they're
shit,
gonna
'cause
do
I kind of
that.
prefer it this way because then you could really focus in on like if Superman was like that, I'd be okay with that. No other if all the DC characters just like stayed on their own and didn't have to interact, I would rather watch it like this. Because
And I just
clearly
think
WB does not know how to fucking do an extended universe and a cinematic universe. Because
Snyder Cut proved it.
I think
Yeah.
that like this is just gonna be a great way to make, because you said, Jesse, you were saying like Gotham feels like a person. Like I feel like the extended universe type shit is gonna make Gotham feel even better in like the
Mhm.
following Batman sequels. It'll feel even more lived in, especially if they, relate to stuff that happened in the series. I don't know. I think it's just gonna make the setting way better for the next film.
I don't think it's necessarily the show's fault. I don't want to make it seem like I'm just like, oh, fuck Batman, da 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 da. But it's way more like I've seen so many TV shows essentially fall off so hard to where it's like, no, I want maybe 3 seasons. Like,
remember,
kill
this
it.
is HBO, so
Like
this ain't
I,
no CW.
Yeah, it's HBO though, baby. HBO don't really miss, bro.
HBO's quality. Even
they haven't so far. But I mean,
Nigga, they haven't been missing for 20 years.
Bro,
HBO, I can't
just
name an
doesn't
HBO
miss.
miss.
I was talking about Max specifically.
HBO's whole thing is good content. Like,
Yeah,
that's
like,
their whole brand is like
nigga,
top quality content.
I'll cancel Netflix before I cancel HBO Max.
On God, bro.
We all would.
Like, I don't know. Niggas look at me when I'm crazy when I say that, but it's like, have y'all not seen what's on HBO Max, bro?
HBO Max is like, it might not have
Young Justice,
the
baby.
widest collection of stuff, but it definitely has like the highest
quality
content by far.
They got anime on there. They basically have every Studio Ghibli movie on there.
Which is like,
bro, they have Ed, Edd and Eddy. They already have me. Ed, Edd and Eddy's
all the
on there.
Cartoon Network
First Calorie Dog's on there. I'm already there, bro.
They have
already
Crunchyroll
there.
exclusives. God of High School and Tower of God are on HBO Max.
which I love
crazy,
Tower
man.
of God.
Mob Psycho.
Tower of God's amazing, bro. Tower of God is a work of art.
Man, fuck the anime community. I'm sorry, I had to get it off my chest, but fuck the anime community. Them niggas really want to bitch about everything. But anyway, Batman. Yeah.
Last scene, he sees off Selena, and Selena says, "Leave with me," and Bruce says no because I saw what you said about Jaden Smith, and it was really disgusting. So
Wait, what?
he canceled her and made her leave the city. So
I hope
ends
that
up being a godlike figure. Which I will say this. I do like that scene where they add him helping the people during the day with the tragedy. I just felt like this is a very different side of Batman. I wish this was a Superman that they portrayed in Man of Steel. When I saw that scene, when I saw him helping people during the day, I was like, this really doesn't remind me of Batman. That reminds me more of a Superman thing to do.
Well, remember when Batman in Justice League was trying to help out that little girl was dying, and he sat down and talked to her.
Yeah.
That this is basically Batman showing his human side. Like, now Bruce realized that he doesn't have to be like this vengeful thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because he isn't vengeance.
Yeah.
I mean, that was his whole thing, and he saw it backfire right in his fucking face.
Speaking of vengeance, the fuck that Catwoman calls him vengeance is funny.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was like kind of like.
I liked how this movie is just accidentally funny, and it's not like MCU-y. Hey there, haha, oh hey, I'm the jokester, and that's the reason why I took the whole break of the MCU movies for the tier list. I'm not gonna lie, when you watch these shits back to back to back to back to back to back to back, I'm just like, god damn, nigga, like, let me sit in, let me marinate. Like, fuck, I don't want your punchline, nigga, I want to punch you.
Do you see the trend though? Do you see how those movies, like, they always did that, sure, but those movies only did that like kinda, and then when Guardians of the Galaxy came out and worked, every single one of those movies tried to be Guardians of the Galaxy. That's why I like Batman so much, bro. Like,
It's
see how much
different.
better superhero movies are without like a fucking joke every 5 seconds, yo. Like, come on.
Yeah, like the Hulk is like talking about how he tried to commit suicide, and then here comes a zinger.
Yeah.
Like,
Should have tried hard. You try a fucking nuke? Like, what? Like,
Oh god. Like,
Yeah, I didn't know HBO has a Batman collection. I feel like my phone be listening to me, but like there's a whole Batman collection. I didn't even know they had the OG Justice League on here.
yeah, they do. They
do?
have everything. Everything that was on Cartoon Network is on, because it's Warner Brothers.
Damn, dude, bro, who's beating HBO Max? I'm Paramount. The fuck?
Paramount Plus. It's
Yeah,
a
they have
mountain of
Halo.
entertainment.
yeah, they got
Seriously,
Master
yeah.
Chief.
Has anyone watched that?
I haven't.
I heard it's not that great.
Okay, good. I was gonna skip it unless somebody told me it was like crazy.
I'm gonna judge that for my damn self because I don't the same people who hype up Halo are the same people who love to tear it down. So that's one of those franchises you gotta watch, take the dive on your own. I'm gonna do it eventually, but sure shit, not
Yeah.
now.
Have
Attack on
y'all ever
Titan,
read the Halo books? Because I know they had a
I read
series
a
of books.
couple of them in like middle school and high school.
just a video game nerd.
Have you seen Forward Unto Dawn?
Yeah, oh yeah, I've seen the movies.
Yeah. I don't know why we're talking about it.
It's lit. That's
I mean,
why.
Batman's kind of over. I mean, you guys have anything else you want to add? Anything you want to talk about, like for the future films, stuff like that? I just want them to do Court of Owls. I really don't want another Joker.
Oh, the post credit, the deleted scene.
Yeah, I think what
The
they're gonna
Joker.
do with Joker is that they're going to essentially how Falcone and I know how the Penguin worked in this movie is how the Joker's gonna work in the next movie. That's
I
what
just
I'm
don't want
assuming.
Joker again,
And then
dude.
he's gonna be the villain in the third.
I don't.
How do you feel about his look?
Oh, it looks
I
fucking
don't have a problem with
disgusting.
it.
Looks
It
cool.
looks
It looks
disgusting. Looks
I was
cool.
grossed out when I saw him. I was like, oh, Jesus.
I
He
saw.
really fell in a vat. I'm like,
I
just want a new villain, man.
I saw a theory online that instead of using Harley Quinn, they should use Punchline, who is basically Joker's second girlfriend. And I kind of agree with it, purely because I mean I'm kind of Harley Quinned out. Like
I
Margaret
can't.
Robbie needs to be put to rest. Honestly, she's been carrying the DCEU for a little too much now.
I can't, bro. I don't want to see nothing with the Joker anymore. I'm done with the Joker.
I want to see another Joker just because, like, I don't know. I know he's not the only Batman villain, but like to me, like he's
He's the most
the
iconic.
Batman villain. Yeah, and like I don't mind, like I've just never minded multiple interpretations of characters in film because that's just how it works in comic books. Like I never minded it in comic books, so I just don't mind it in films either. Like I don't care how many Jokers we see. If it's good, I'll like it. If it's bad, I won't.
Oh,
For me, I felt like the
Another
next
Joker
movie.
this early, dude. We just had fucking I don't know why I'm
Katrina.
blanking on his name. I'm
Joaquin
blanking on his name.
Phoenix.
Oh, sorry,
Joaquin, yeah, we just had
Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix do his interpretation, but like another one already, dude. I just want a new villain. I want Court of Owls, especially because they set up with everything with corruption. I want them to, and the Arkhams and the Waynes like becoming a thing and running the city since the 1800s. Like I feel like this is the only time where you can have the Court of Owls be involved.
I want Scarecrow.
Curveball is the hero ghoul.
Why'd you say my name? You mean Ra's al Ghul?
Hey, yeah. Fuck yeah.
How could you do Ra's al Ghul with the world so grounded though?
Yeah,
They can make it work.
I don't want it to feel unnatural.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
yeah.
I just
Then it
want it
becomes
to feel-
supernatural at one point.
I just want it to feel natural. I don't mind another Joker, but I do agree with you, Sean. Like I do want to see something else. I want to see something like complete. I want to see some like off the wall shit in this trilogy.
Scarecrow. Scarecrow would be fucking.
Not even that. I just need
perfect for that.
something you would not expect to like ever make it to film. Like
Solomon
I don't know,
Grundy,
by, like, the
Clayface.
ending- No, I just mean like
This nigga want Killer
like,
Croc.
like the more
Kite Man?
obscure like just Batman storylines in general. Like what if like at the end of the last film this nigga becomes like the Batman who laughs and like that like that
That's
would
too
make sense
ballsy.
with how he acts in this movie.
You have
though.
to-
Like they could go there.
They could,
And
but
that's
here's the
what-
thing,
That's
like,
why I like this. Like they could go so many places.
but like this is a big corporation, so I'm just like,
But that's what I'm saying. What if they just said fuck it and did something crazy? That's what I want to see. I just want to see something crazy.
You could do Hush.
Hush
Probably.
isn't. There's influences of Hush in this film. I feel like
I didn't
shouldn't
care
be
for
all that.
Hush that much, if I'm being 100% honest.
Hush was all right. That's another thing about this film. This film was like 3 Batman stories in one.
Yeah,
There's Batman Eternal. There's Long Halloween, which is like definitely the most prominent
Mhm.
influence in this movie, and then there's Hush.
Honestly,
like-
Hugo Strange would be fucking cool. A Hugo Strange interpretation would be cool, but they have to have another villain with them. I don't think you could just do Hugo Strange by himself.
Hugo Strange.
the
That's
way
the
these-
dude who runs Arkham Asylum, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I think the way this movie went, they're not gonna
You
have
could-
a single villain movie. They're like, I feel like they're always gonna have multiple villains in these films now.
It's
how
the
well it
Bat
works.
It's the Bat cinematic universe.
I mean, that's how Arkham was. You never really had one villain by himself. But, and you could tie Hugo Strange back to his parents as well. Talking about you like I knew your mother or some shit like that.
I will say though,
Yeah, because he is a doctor. That is
Yeah.
true.
I will say though, I thought that initially when I was in theaters, I thought it was Two-Face. And it wasn't the Joker. Because I was just like, oh,
Right.
deformed guy, obviously Two-Face. Because we never seen the Joker look this disgusting before.
I thought it was the Joker, but my girl thought it was Two-Face.
I thought it was
So-
Two-Face. Because he's the only ugly nigga in the Batman movies. I mean, like, Two-Face is just a historically ugly nigga. God, that sounds so wrong. But, like, yeah.
There's a lot of ugly niggas in
I do hope that Harvey Dent is in the next one though. That would be nice to see.
A Harvey Dent in this universe would be sick. They could do it so well.
Victor Zsasz.
Yeah, that's another person I was thinking could show up. Zaz wouldn't be too out there.
You wanna know what would be really funny? If they reference Condiment King. I just find that very funny.
That will never ever happen.
It wouldn't happen. But
Right, man.
it would be
Against you
so
before
funny.
that happens.
He's such a dad villain. Like,
That would never ever happen. I don't know. We'll see.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite parts of this movie is just seeing the chemistry between Catwoman and Batman.
Yeah, that's why I don't think their relationship.
you think they had
like-
chemistry?
See, that's the thing. Their relationship didn't have like a lot of setup, but just the chemistry between the two characters more than made up for it. Like it was so off the wall.
They didn't even have to take off the cowl. He didn't have to take off the cowl for it at all. I was like, damn.
It felt like Napoleon Dynamite in a bat suit sometimes. I didn't like it. I did not like it. I'm sorry. It literally felt like Michael Cera in his fucking prime. I just...
Yeah, but is there any closing remarks on the Batman?
Go watch it, bitch.
It's comes to HBO Max soon, right? In like a couple weeks.
Oh, I might rewatch it.
April 25th, I think.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen
Damn,
it,
that's quick.
It's HBO Max. They're not fucking around, bro. Like they not.
But that's how it is with this generation, bro. Like, once the movie's out, a couple of weeks later, it's going to be on streaming.
Well, it's been 2 months. Like,
2 months, yeah. 2 months later, I'll be on streaming. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Really quick though, I know we said closing remarks, but where does this rank into your favorite Batman movies?
Close
Fuck.
second, close first, probably.
This
I've been
is
thinking about.
This all depends on where
This
Dark
is
Knight
second.
Rises. I have to...
That's what I'm saying, because it's a tweener between Dark Knight Rises and this movie. I have to watch Dark Knight Rises again before I give a definite answer, but it's either 2 or 3.
Yeah,
For me,
it's somewhere there.
For me, it's Dark Knight, this movie, and then Batman Begins.
I need to go watch that movie again because I didn't
remember-
like it.
I
Batman
watched this
Begins
as a
is
kid,
the
but-
second best Gotham. I feel like that what they did with that Gotham, like, felt like it came straight out of the comic books, and then they just ruined it with Dark Knight. I was like, there's no remnants of this at all. Like, what happened?
Cad Bane.
I
That's
think
what happened.
I think it's like really hard for me to like compare it to the other Batman sequels. At least the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises. It's really easy to compare this to Batman Begins. I can say like this movie is objectively, that's a dangerous word, but I feel like this is objectively a better film than Batman Begins. That's just where I stand
Mhm.
on it. But I can't say it's better than the Dark Knight Rises or the Dark Knight. But I think that this setup leaves like the sequels to have potential to be better than those films, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
But what is
Alright.
up? I feel like, okay, one last thing. Like, I don't know why they set up it. There's something with trilogies now to where you just know automatically offer, hey, there's going to be a trilogy. Like, in the moment you walk out of a theater. I'm not sure if that's like something out of the times of like if that's a new thing or maybe I was too young to notice these things. But
No,
like,
it's
Corporate
definitely
greed,
part of
bro.
the times.
It's part of the time. Corporate greed, bro. They see
Yeah,
how many
corporate
people
greed.
watch it. It's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna make another one.
I mean, the franchise model. Like, I don't think we're ever gonna have a superhero movie that's gonna be standalone.
Unless it fucking flops. That's the
Yeah,
only
unless
way.
it
If
flops. Like,
then that's
dog, they're gonna make the Crow movie, and I'm just like, I love superheroes, but like we're bringing back the Crow, and it's just gonna be a superhero movie. Like, why? I actually don't want that. Not because I think it's gonna be bad, but because like if you're not gonna make it a borderline horror movie, I don't want it. Because I feel like this movie damn near, like, even though it was a superhero movie, it felt like a mystery movie more than like an actual superhero movie. It felt like Sherlock Holmes that could throw hands rather than like Batman.
Sherlock Holmes could throw hands in the Downey films.
Nigga,
I'd like
I
to
ain't never
remind
watched
you
no
of that.
Sherlock Holmes.
You haven't seen the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes?
Apparently
movies,
he's
bro?
coming back to it, but no.
Yeah, I thought he was coming back as like a director, producer, or something.
Oh, I don't know. Either way, I ain't
But-
watch it. I'm not.
Nah, you need to.
I'm
those
not
are
watching
that's
Beans
Iron
on
Man.
Toast
That's not
the movie.
Sherlock Holmes. That's Iron Man.
Like, that's Sherlock Holmes, bro. Y'all tripping. That's Sherlock. That was the first
Alright.
PG-13 movie I ever saw in theaters.
Yeah, but we can call it a night.
Yes.
Yeah, nigga gotta study.
Facts.
Thank you for watching
Study
this
here.
Batman review. It's out here, Al Ghul, 316. Why Nasty? Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Nat Hand. The YouTube channel coming soon though, right? Right?
Bro, one of these days, man. I've been busy.
we
Is
waited
it
for
like, your mom is giving you a promise type one of these days, and you know damn well they're not gonna follow through?
Bro, I had this like an hour and a half long video that I've been making for the last like 3 to 4 months about Cyberpunk 2077, and the last time I worked on it was like 2-3 weeks ago. It's coming, bro. It's coming. Just eventually. It's in the
Is
eventually.
it like a video essay? Is it like a review?
It's a video essay.
All right.
All
I
right.
like
Okay.
a good video essay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
this is the Flozone. Thank you for watching, man.
Oh, wait. Oh, one more thing before we go. Yo, let's get us to 200 subs. All right. You guys came up clutch for when we needed 100, but we need 200 now. So, yo, run up the sub button.
We've definitely been slacking, but the more content's coming out. We have a lot more shorts coming out and clips and shit like that.
Facts.
Stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching.